Welcome to my third tutorial on the PHP language. In this tutorial I'm going to go over the PHP structure and syntax and tell you a little bit more about the language. PHP, let's start with this. PHP is written using any text editor. It's basically a scripting pro or slash programming language. As a lot of people debate on the differences, I don't really mind what they call it. But either way, you can use Notepad, WordPad, gedit. You could use probably command prompt. You could do it in terminal, but it's usually just easier to get an editor. A nice editor I saw recently was PHP Storm. I'm not sure if it works on Ubuntu, but I did see it works for Windows. You do have to pay for it. It's one of the best PHP editors I've ever seen. I watched a few videos on YouTube. But you can also use NetBeans, Eclipse. You can use pretty much anything you like, whatever you feel more comfortable with. Now, whenever writing PHP, we always start with greater than and less than signs, 2 question marks in it, PHP. This is how your PHP or your PHP code goes in between these two, this and that. Your PHP code will go in here. So basically in all PHP programs you need to have the PHP tag there or it will not work. And then let me just show you a quick demonstration using HTML. Let me click here and then place PHP in the middle here. Now your PHP code will run in between your HTML, and I always like putting the tab, makes it a bit neater. And with PHP, it's always good if you write in large chunks to block or put it in blocks and put tabs in and so forth to make it a little bit more readable. Comments, if you want to comment in PHP, 2 slashes and anything. I'm going to use Goofy. I like that example. Goofy, it kind of sticks. But let's say you've got a huge paragraph of text that you want to write. Then you put 2 stars there and you start writing your paragraph about whatever you like. It's always good to use comments in your code, and this will not show up if a client views a source on the web page, because PHP basically it's like going to a restaurant and ordering a plate of food, and the food is delivered to you and it's a beautiful presentation of the food. However, they don't show you the gritty nitty of putting the food together on the plate. So that's what PHP does. It's a server-side language, and PHP it does all the nitty gritty at the background, and then it produces a nice display out to the people, and that goes hand in hand with HTML. You should always keep in mind PHP is denoted in a page with opening and closing tags, and PHP lines always end with a semicolon. So like let's say your first line you're gonna write, whenever you write code, will be something there. The only time that you don't put a semicolon in is if you have a loop, and your loop will happen in between there, and then you'd have 2 brackets. You don't put a semicolon there. And also it's if you write in a PHP program and you only write in a small piece, don't print out all your HTML out using PHP. If it's sometimes easier to just write most of the page in HTML, write it in HTML first and then use PHP where needed in the page, or it just becomes ridiculous. But yes, keep watching and subscribe. In the third tutorial I'm going to show you how to print out Hello World in your browser. So please subscribe and keep watching.